I'm training for an Ironman triathlon at 18 years old and while I'm still in school. I train more than 10 hours every single week, and school takes up another 30 plus hours, not counting homework and studying for tests. Oh, and I also make YouTube videos on the side. Now, you must think I really got my time management under control, right? Well, you're wrong. This has actually very little to do with time management. Let me explain. For the most part, it's your energy you should be worried about. Imagine running for 3 hours after school, coming back in the afternoon and then having to study for an important exam the next day. Even though you have the whole evening left, you'll be super unproductive because your energy levels are too low. Now if you instead rearrange your schedule so that you study first, then run, and maybe revise a bit in the evening, you have just multiplied your productivity by simply being cautious of the order of events. That's why I stack my daily tasks in a way that I can carefully balance out physical and mental strain to get the maximum amount of productivity during the day. However, there's one crucial thing that affects this entire mechanism: sleep. Sleep is like the factor in front of your productivity equation. It can either improve your overall performance or damage every aspect of your day. Now, what if you just can't fall asleep? It's happened to all of us, right? Your brain just doesn't feel like shutting down. What if I told you there's one way to guarantee you get enough sleep every single night? This simple approach is called get shit done during the day so that you're exhausted and glad you can finally fall into your bed. It's that simple. Now, the final method is by far the most important one. If you only take one thing from this video, let it be this one. You need to cut out 80% of unnecessary work. It's the famous 80-20 rule, which states that 20% of your input generates 80% of your output. So by funneling your efforts into these 20%, you'll be surprised by how much more you can get done in less time. But how do you know what to cut out? What's this unnecessary stuff? To some extent, it depends on your skills. What is it that you're best at? The harsh truth is that you typically avoid what you're bad at and focus on what you're good at. And I don't blame you. After all, it's the most logical and convenient thing to do. However, it might be a terrible mistake. If you're doing this, you're likely falling behind the people who apply the method I'm about to share with you. Try the following. Take one piece of work you've been avoiding and actually try to make sense of it. Do some research on the side and pretend you like it. You can actually trick your brain into believing something is fun. Maybe you'll still not like it. Maybe you'll think this is a waste of time. But one thing that's for sure is that by cutting out the things that you're good at and focusing on the hard or boring stuff you've been avoiding, you skyrocket your productivity and you'll get far better results, be it in school, college, or your training. These three methods are what allow me to train, study, and make videos, all without burning out. I'm an 18-year-old training for an Ironman, and I'm sharing everything I learned along the way. If that sounds interesting to you, hit subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. See you next time.